From the boxing ring to your podcast station, here are the three guys that talk nothing but boxing. Ricky, Enrique, and Juan.
Boxing Talk. Welcome to episode 68. Thank you guys. With me, as always, is Juancho,
What's up?
Enrique.
What's up, Ricky? Good to have you back, man.
I know, man. Dude, I survived. I had COVID. COVID got me after 2 years and a half. It finally got me. And it got me pretty good. I was down for like 3 days, pretty solid, man. Right now, excuse me if I have a cough, but all I have is congestion and a cough. But we're doing good. It got the whole family, my daughter, my kid, my son, my wife. We all had COVID. So thanks, guys, for understanding and for covering me. So I appreciate you guys.
No, man, you're still. Juan's feeling a little under the weather today too, and you both are still here recording. That's the dedication we have in boxing talk. So,
Yeah. Juancho, you don't feel good too?
I've been sick since Friday, but I tested for COVID and I came out negative.
Yeah, because you had COVID before, no?
Yeah, I had COVID when it
I
first
think
hit.
we all have.
Yeah, dude, I've been avoiding that shit for like 2 years, but it got me, man. But yeah, hey, regardless, we made it. I'm healthy. I'm good. I made it out. So I'm back with you guys for episode 68. Episode 69 is Juancho next. So let's get this covered. Hey,
I'm the only one that can
before we
handle
start this, guys,
Yeah, that's good.
before we start this, remember, guys, follow us on Boxing Talk Podcast on Instagram, Boxing Talk Pod on Twitter, and Boxing Talk Podcast on YouTube. And before we even initiate this episode, huge shout out to Edito. Happy 21st birthday, Edito. I can't believe you got a little dizzy with two, what was it, compa? Margaritas?
Yeah, Edito told
Frozen.
me. Sorry if I'm putting on blast, Edito, but with he had some frozen margaritas. But Edito's one of our diehard fans here at
Yeah.
Boxing Talk, so I had to give him a shout out, especially a special 21st birthday, man. So happy
21.
birthday, Edito.
Edito, I didn't realize how young you are, dude. Jesus Christ, I'm here 34 years old, signing up for AARP, man.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Edito.
What can you say? Adito's still a young one. One for the young
He's
one.
a young buck, man. And he's in Puerto Rico, no?
Yeah, Puerto Rico, yeah.
Damn, dude. Enjoy, Edito. Hopefully you listen to this, man. Happy birthday, and I wish you the best. You've been a real one since day one, man. So thank you. So let's get started with this episode, guys. Let's start with Inigo versus Donaire. This is the first episode. I mean, the first boxing match that I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I woke up just to fucking see the ending. Compa, give us a recap on this fight.
Dude, very short fight. Inoue did what we expected. We expected a knockout, but not that early, I don't think, guys. I mean, so yeah, I pretty much said it there, guys. Inoue did knock out Donaire in the second round to become the new unified IBF, WBA, and WBC bantamweight champion. So we say new because he had two of the straps, but now he adds another one, so he has three. He improves his record to 23-0, 20 KOs, and man, poor Donaire, man. We expected a lot more from him. He was the bigger guy. He is older. He was coming off two good wins, beating some young bucks, and we thought the rematch was going to be a little different, but ultimately, Inoue did. That's why he's the monster, guys. I mean, my only question to you guys is: does this victory solidify him as a top 10 pound for pound fighter, or maybe even top 5? What do you guys think?
I mean, he's always stayed
Juancho, what do you think?
in the top 5, so I think for me, he's still there. I always had him ranked either 2 or 3, so I think it more than anything, it solidifies him being top dog in the division and being the top dog in the pound for pound list.
Well, he's for sure number one out of the bantamweights, but out of pound for pound guys, I mean, come on. Not to take away from Inoue, Juan, but you got Errol Spence there. You got Terrence Crawford. You got Usyk. You got Bivol. You got Canelo. There's so many good fighters that could arguably be in front of him. That's why he's for sure top 10 for me. I don't know about number 2 though. That one's questionable for me, Juan, but he's up there for sure. He's up there for sure. Um, who's gonna take down Inoue, guys? I mean, the other champion is Casimero, But is Casimiro really gonna do
I
anything
don't
to
think so.
Inoue? Like, I don't know, man. Unless he moves up to 126 and or not 126, 122 division, I don't see anybody at the 118 division stopping Inoue, man.
Yeah,
I just don't
he
see it.
lives up to his nickname, man. He's a monster, dude, and he
Yeah,
performed really well. It sucks seeing Donaire that way, but like you and I talked about it, Enrique. Like he should retire, man. I think he should
yeah.
just put the gloves up and that's it. He had a good career.
Yeah, very good career. Hall of Fame career for sure. And
Yeah, exactly.
speaking of Hall of Fame, we're going to be discussing some Hall of Famers that got inducted later on in the episode. But yeah, Donaire has had a Hall of Fame career. He's fought the very best guys
Hmm.
of his weight divisions, of his time, of his era. Um, and it's no shame to be beaten by a young champion guy that's in his prime like Inoue. There's not nothing wrong with that. He dared to be great, being as old as he is. He's what
Hmm.
39 years old, almost 40. I don't know if he is 40 already, but you know, he dared to be great. But we don't say retire because you suck. Donaire, it's more so retire because like, dude, you've done it all in the sport. You've been a champion in multiple divisions. You fought everybody.
Hmm.
Why continue to take on punishment? So
Yeah.
just enjoy your wife and all of that, man. Like,
I'm
yeah,
still a
I
huge
think
fan
he
of
should probably
Donaire,
retire.
man. I respect the guy, but I think he should, hang up the gloves. He had a great career, so
Yeah,
I think right now, the the all the focus is on Inoue, and let's see what
yeah,
he brings to the table.
yeah. Anyway,
Moving forward.
the only thing that's next for Inoue at 118, and he should handle him pretty easily is Casimero, because
Yeah.
even if Casimero, being the other champ, is not really much of a challenge, I think why the heck should even a challenger come from? No, he should go for Casimero, take that strap, become undisputed. If not, if he can't get that fight, then move up to 122 to challenge himself more. Because 122 division, there's some pretty good fighters there that can maybe give Inoue some problems because he's going to be facing some bigger guys. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Really good fighter. I know he represents Japan very well, and yeah, it should be exciting to see how his future unfolds.
Yes, exactly. And talking about Asian fighters, let's move over to the next fight. Kyoguchi versus Esteban Bermudez. Guys, I
Yeah.
lost on this one. I went with the compadre Esteban Bermudez, and he let me
Mm.
down, man. Juancho, give us a rundown on that fight.
Well, not only you took a loss, but I did too. I also went for the fellow
Oh, that's
Mexican.
right. We both went for him, huh?
Yeah, so Kariuchi wins via eighth round TKO to retain his WBA super flyweight title and improves his record to a 16-0 with 11 KOs. Um, Kike took a W on this one. I honestly thought everything was set up for Bermudez to win at home, but it wasn't. That wasn't the outcome. Um, so what were you guys' thoughts on the fight, and what do you guys think? Kaiguchi should take next. There's anyone between the winner of Jonathan Gonzalez versus Mark Barriega, and then you also got the fellow Japanese countryman Kenshiro Terhai. How do you say that, Kike?
Taraji, Taraji,
Terachi for the
Kenshiro
WBC
Taraji.
belt. So,
Guys,
what
to
do
I
you
be
guys
mean,
think?
honest with you guys, I did not know who Kyoguchi and Bermudez was
mm,
coming into this fight. I'm being
and
honest.
they showed out, man. Like
What
we
about you, Kike? Yeah.
these lower weight divisions, man. I'm surprised they don't get as much coverage as they do. Like this is, I think, our first time we ever discuss the 108 division. Um, just because they don't really face top fighters. There's so many. Not to say there's lack of talent, but there's just not as much talent as the other divisions. So I think that's why
Yeah.
these weight divisions get overlooked. But look, man, if you guys saw the Kyoguchi Bermudez, it was nothing but back and forth, back and forth. Bermudez, yeah, he got beat. Don't get me wrong, he got beat up, but Bermudez showed heart, man. Bermudez never uh, gave up. He was punching back, and of course, not until Kyoguchi really hurt him. The guy was still trying to fight, but the referee, he decided he saw enough, and I agree with the ref. He was starting to get beat up, but Kyoguchi, He showed why he's the super champion, and Bermudez was just a regular champion. But um, we wanted our fellow Mexicano to win, and the Japanese fighter won. He looked very good. He was the man of the night. But look, guys, he can either go try to unify for the IBF belt, because in that division right now, the IBF belt is vacant, which I don't even know if he can technically fight for that, because I think the IBF would have the number one versus number two face each other there, or like Juan said, for the WBO strap, he has to wait for the winner of the Puerto Rican Jonathan Gonzalez versus Mark Barriga winner, which Gonzalez right now is the champ, but Barriga really does have a chance of taking a strap, or the easier fight to make against his fellow Japanese countryman Kenshiro Taraji, which Taraji to me, he's the top dog at the 108 division. Taraji is the guy to beat. That would be a hell of a fight. Japanese fighter versus Japanese fighter, both undefeated. Guy who I arguably think is number one in Taraji, and Kyoguchi right there. I would rank Kyoguchi maybe number three, but you never know. I thought it was pretty cool though how Kyoguchi, his trunks, he paid tribute to Naruto. Is it Naruto or Naruto? The orange and
Oh,
black.
yeah,
So
yeah, Naruto.
yeah,
It's anime, no?
yeah. So he wore those, and
Yeah.
then I guess Kyoguchi. They were saying on the DAZN broadcast that he's a big social media star in Japan. So I don't know much about that, but I guess he's Japan's version of Ryan Garcia. So I don't know. I don't.
Oh shit.
he's a big so.
He's popular
I guess
then.
he's a big social media star in Japan. So maybe that's why he did it. I don't know. But good win
Hmm.
for
Yeah,
Kyoguchi though.
maybe.
He looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And moving forward, guys, we go to the main event: Jaime Munguia versus Jimmy Kelly. Guys, okay, I texted Enrique about this. Like Jaime Munguia, I'm a big Jaime Munguia fan. He's a good fighter, but I don't think he's ready for the big dogs. He's not ready for Charlo. So let me give you guys a quick recap on this. Munguia wins via fifth round KO, and he improves his record to 40-0 with 32 knockouts. He knocked down Kelly three times in the fifth before getting the stoppage. What do you guys think about his performance? Do you guys think that he's ready for the big leagues? Like I said before, I don't think he's ready for it. What do you think, Kike?
It's like our boy, another one of our fans, Max said, man. Uh, Munguia's 40-0 with facing 39 tomato cans. And it's
Yes.
true, really. Out of the 40 fights, they're kind of protecting Munguia, I feel. He's really, in my book, only faced two quality names, and that was Saddam Ali, which when he fought Saddam Ali, Ali had just beat Cotto. So Ali was on his high horse. Ali was the guy. He beat the legend in Miguel Cotto. So then this guy Munguia, nobody knew who Munguia was at the time. He took the strap from Ali, which it was a huge size disadvantage for Ali, because that's back when Munguia was sucking down to 154. So he took it from him, and then when he fought Liam Smith. Liam Smith and Saddam
Yeah.
Ali are literally the only two names out of the 40 fights that I give him credit for. Everybody else, yeah, look, I mean, and he struggled against Jimmy Kelly, which is
Dude, he did.
surprising because he looked good against Rosado. He looked good against Ballard. Um, but Munguia kind of struggled, but at
Compa,
the end of the day, he pulled it off.
Kelly was landing those left hooks, man.
Yeah,
He was landing. He rocked Mungia in like the second round
yeah,
with that left hook.
yeah,
And he kept landing the jab, the left, the left. He fainted Mungia. And Mungia, he looked a little sus for me, man.
yeah,
Like, oh shit, Mungia can't pull this off.
yeah,
But then, luckily Mungia did come in and he finally won that bout.
yeah.
But I don't think he's ready for Charlo. He was calling out Charlo. I don't think he's ready. What do you think, Juancho?
Man, like you guys were saying, he's only fought what tomato cans, and I have to agree with that. We've said it. He should have been fighting these champs from his prior weight class. Why move up? I get it. But he's going with the elite guys now, man. He would not stand a chance with like a Triple G, man. Triple G would still demolish Munguia. And Andre Boo maybe he has a chance there. It's a good fight, but uh, if he was getting a hard fight out of Kelly, this guy does not stand a chance in this division. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Because we didn't even know who Kelly was. I didn't even know who Kelly was
No.
before this fight.
Yeah, the
Like, that's a
only
tomato
thing the
can.
only thing I did like about Jimmy Kelly is during the fight week conference he was repping the Angels, so that was pretty cool. I think he was only doing that because they were fighting at the Honda Center, and the Honda Center is right next to Angel
Mm.
Stadium, and they're in
That
Anaheim. I think that's the only reason why.
that's why he
But
lost.
uh, yeah, right. He,
Because they'd be having a lost streak.
but yeah, dude, like I don't know, man. I guess it's one of those things. I love Munguia, has great offense. He just always to me, he's never had the defense, man. He gets hit way too
Yeah.
much. Even in the fights where he looks somewhat better on his defense, he still got hit a lot. It's just he's had a great chin, but facing these big punchers against like Triple G, even Charlo, even like a Chris Eubank, imagine him taking a left hook from those guys. He's knocked down on those.
Mm.
So I don't know. Yeah, he was calling out Charlo. I still like that fight. I love that fight for him. He called him out. He said, "Hey, grow some balls, and stop hiding behind Al Heyman and fight me." The He was supposed to take that fight next. That didn't happen. He took a stay busy fight in Jimmy Kelly, and it almost was the wrong pick. He almost lost, man. He was getting beat. Um, and he admitted that. He's like, you know what? The first 3 rounds Jimmy Kelly did take. And I still stayed calm, though, and I knew I could beat him. And he knocked him down, 3 times in the fifth before getting the stoppage? But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I mean, Munguia did say he wouldn't mind going to super middleweight, but it seems like he more so wants to go back down to middleweight. I think he only really flirted with this weight class because he probably, like Juan has said, he was coming off a 2-3 month layoff only, and he probably needed to cut weight, but wasn't going to be able to cut down to 160 in time. So that's why they fought at 165. Um, so yeah, I think he's going to go back down to 160. He's got guys like Erizlandi Lara who just fought. Um, he coming off a good win he could take on, but Lara is more so on the PBC side. He's got Sergey Derevyanchenko who's coming off back-to-back-to-back losses, who was supposed to be his mandatory for a title eliminator, but Munguia, we all know, ducked Derevyanchenko. There's Carlos Adames, the Dominican Republic fighter. He's good. There's Michael Zarafa, who there's been names of him potentially taking on Zarafa. He's from Australia, so Munguia might go to Australia to fight him. That's a good fight for him.
Hmm.
There's Chris Eubank Jr., but Chris Eubank Jr. is too busy trying to get these fights with these old fighters, man. Like fucking, who is he trying to fight? Kell Brook, I think. Now he's trying to fight a guy 2 weight divisions below him in Connor Ben. Like, I don't know. But then again, there's the champions,
Yeah.
like Juan said, Demetrius Andrade, which I think Andrade gives Munguia problems because Munguia, like Canelo, struggles against boxers. Guys that move around, he can't deal with them all that well. Jamal Charlo, I think that's the fight we all want, or maybe Triple G, but Triple G's kind of busy fighting Canelo in September. So ultimately,
Hmm.
I'd love to see him with Charlo. That's the next fight to make. Go ahead and go for the strap and see if you really got what it takes to be a champ at 160, because he's been champion at 154, but he has yet to challenge for a title at 160.
That's gonna be a challenge for Munguia, but hey, if Munguia can do it, fucking do
But
it.
then look,
We'll
this
see what
is why
happens
it's
with
a
that
good
fight.
fight too, compa. It's a good fight because Charlo is in the same boat, dude. Charlo's fought nothing but
Yeah.
fucking tomato cans too. So it's like they're
Yeah.
both kind of in the same boat. They both look good on paper because they fought a lot of fights. They're both undefeated. But at the same time, if you compare resumes, they both have fought nobodies, man. Now Jermel
Hmm.
Charlo, he's fought good fighters, his twin brother. But Jermel Charlo,
Yeah.
dude, he hasn't been fighting anybody, man. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that with Jaime Munguia's career, but we'll keep you guys updated on that. So let's move over to boxing news, updates, and rumors, guys. So we have first Derek Chisora versus Kubrat Pulev are set to have a rematch on July 9th in London. Also for that undercard, we have a rematch as part of the undercard. Our top super welterweight contenders, Israel Madrimov and Michel Soro. What do you
Yeah.
guys think about that?
Good fights, man. I mean, good fights. Pulev just coming off that Triller event. Now he's going to fight on the zone. Who's the A side, though? It seems like they're making
Yeah,
Chisora the A side, even though Pulev beat him a couple years ago. Um, Chisora's just, I've always said it, compa. He's the Gabe Rosado version of the heavyweight division. He takes on everybody, gives a good fight, but he fucking loses. Is he gonna lose
yeah,
against Pulev, or do you think he comes back and wins? Because he did give Joseph Parker some issues too. So I don't know. It's an interesting fight. It is kind of 50-50. But also, guys, let's not forget about the super welterweights in Madrimov and Michel Soro. I think they're having that rematch because Soro did give Madrimov some issues the last time, and Madrimov had a controversial TKO call on him. A lot of people feel like the ref shouldn't have called that stoppage, and they feel like they called it because to save him from Soro, because Madrimov is the favorite to win. He's from Uzbekistan. Soro is from France. Um, but Soro was mostly winning the fight. So now this rematch is going to settle it to see who really is the better man.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah,
I
we'll
like it.
see.
July
We'll
9th.
see.
That's coming up in what, like 3-4 weeks.
Dude, this fucking year is going by so
I
fast,
know,
man.
man.
Jeez. Especially with this boxing calendar,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Like we've been
We've been
we've been
at it.
spoiled, like you said before,
like,
Enrique.
yeah, man. We've had a
You
lot of
know,
good
we
fights.
have, man.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
we have. So let's move over to the next piece of news. According to Eddie Hearn, Billy Joe Saunders is in camp potentially preparing himself for a rematch fight against John Ryder. Saunders defeated Ryder by a very close unanimous decision back in 2013. The scores were 115 to 114, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113 for Saunders. Pancho, what are your thoughts on this fight?
No, first of all, I think it's great that Billy is back. If he really
Hmm.
is, um, like we said, it's a potential preparing for this fight. We don't know if he really is or not. Uh, we still know that he after Canelo's fight he was injured. He probably was gonna retire. That's what talks were about before. So good thing he's not. I still think he's a good fighter overall. We thought he would give Canelo trouble, and he did at the first few rounds. But hey, now it's time to move on forward and try to get the momentum back, and maybe potentially later down the line get another title fight. You never know. So I think this is a great fight. Why not have a, like Kike always says, a close fight? Try to rematch it. Why not? Unless it's a knockout, then there's no need for a rematch. And this one is obviously was a close
Hmm.
fight, so it can go either way.
I think Copa,
Hmm.
it's a good fight for both guys. John Ryder, he's coming off a good win against a former champion in Daniel Jacobs, coming off a really good win. He has history with Billy Joe Saunders. All of John Ryder's losses have been very close, kind of controversial losses. You know, because he's not always been the big name. So it's very easy to give the win to the bigger name for some of these networks and promoters. Billy Joe Saunders coming back from his loss to Canelo. It's a good comeback fight for him because John Ryder, yeah, John Ryder's dangerous, but he's also not like a top tier fighter to where it's too dangerous, but it's still a big name. This is a huge fight. If it does happen, it's a huge fight in the UK. Both guys from the UK and a rematch, both lefties. It's a good fight. I like it. If it does happen, let's hope that uh, this is true. That Eddie Hearn makes it happen, and yeah, we want to see Billy Joe Saunders come back. We like a little show. He's a good shit talker, so um,
Yeah, he is.
and he's a good fighter. So let's hope he comes back, and we'll see how true this is. If it does happen, it's even better for boxing, man. So
Hmm.
let's hope nothing for the best for
Yeah.
Billy Joe and for John Ryder. John Ryder needs to keep needing those big names. Obviously, John Ryder is Canelo's mandatory, but to be honest with you guys, Canelo's not going to give him a title shot anytime soon. Canelo's going to fight Triple G in September, and then after Triple G, should he succeed, he'll probably fight Bevo again for a rematch. And then by the time, even if he thinks of Ryder, that's going to be another year from now. So Ryder's got to stay
Yeah.
busy. He can't wait around for Canelo. So might as well fight Canelo sloppy seconds, and not only that, fight a guy that he's familiar with. So
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you,
yeah,
compa. So, as always, guys, you know that injury follows boxing everywhere.
yeah,
So we have Jamal Charlo's June 18th title defense versus Massie Suleki has been postponed following a back injury.
yeah.
What do you think about that, guys?
It sucks, man, because we should have been previewing this fight this episode. I was excited to see Jamal Charlo fight again. He hadn't fought what since July of last year, I think. So it's been a while for
Yeah, I
him.
think so.
And to I don't know how true it is. We just never know with these boxing injuries, especially when they come so close to the fight. Um, but
Is it an
is an
excuse?
yeah,
What's going
exactly, is
on?
an
You know what I mean?
excuse. What is it? Maybe Maybe he decided to postpone it because maybe that Munguia fight's coming. I don't know. We'll see. But it
Mm,
sucks because even though we talk our shit about Charlo and how he doesn't step up, he still is an exciting fighter to watch. Like I said, we should have been previewing him this episode, but unfortunately we won't. He hasn't. They haven't said that this fight is canceled. Like we said, postponed. So maybe they're gonna reschedule it for another day. We'll just see when. So
yeah,
hopefully
we'll
Charlo
see what
comes
happens
back
with that.
strong and let's get to see him soon.
Exactly. So, guys, let's talk about one of my other favorite boxers, Richard Ortiz Jr. So, he would not be facing David Avanezian on August 6th, after all. He most likely will be facing Michael McKinnon. There was no reason provided for the switch, and nothing has been confirmed. What do you think about this, Juancho?
Well, that's some bullshit. After we got excited about
Yep.
the Albanesian fight, now we get a McKinnon fight. I mean, it's not comparable to the two fights because it's like everyone has been wanting that David Albanesian fight. Uh, the fans want it. Everyone wants those two to face off. Um, but it just doesn't compare to a Michael McKinnon fight. I don't think it matches the standard that everyone was excited for. So it's nice to see him fight still August 6th. He's not gonna rest, but it's not against the opponent people want.
hmm I don't know. I like that guy. I like Virgil, but we'll see, man. I don't know. We'll see.
I
I
think
like the guy.
I think for Virgil's camp, I hate to say, of course, we want to see the Avanesian fight, but I think it's the smart move to fight McKinnon because, look, guys, uh, by the time Virgil comes back in August, that's a year he's been out of the ring. He last fought August 2021. And when you haven't fought in a year and then you're daring to take on a top guy already, and not only that, it's not just ring rust he's having to deal with. He's having to deal with a health issue that he had. So he's going to have to recover from his health issue and recovering from ring rust. Avanesian is just too dangerous of an opponent to take on after not fighting for a year and having health issues. McKinnon, although McKinnon can win, McKinnon, we saw what, guys? He had, what, two knockouts? I think it was. McKinnon was the original opponent he was supposed to face. What was it in March? But then that's when
I think
Ortiz
so.
had his health issues. But now I think it's a fight for him to come back to see how he performs, see how he feels coming back from his health issue. I don't think Golden Boy wants to throw him in there with a dangerous guy like Avanesian. Maybe after the McKinnon fight, maybe Avanesian's next, or maybe a title shot. But as of right now, can't blame him. Of course, we want Avanesian, but and just to let you know, guys, this is not confirmed. This is just what we're hearing because even the Avanesian fight wasn't confirmed. That was just rumors that ESPN was letting out there. Even this news, we don't know for sure until a promoter, which in his case is Golden Boy, or the network DAZN comes out with some news of who he's actually fighting. All of this is just rumors for now. So but most likely this is going to be true, guys. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We'll keep you guys updated as always. Next, we have another exciting fighter that I like. Top super lightweight contender Gary Antoine Russell is set to fight former lightweight and super featherweight world champion Francis Bartholomew on July 30th as a part of the Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez Jr. undercard. Dude, what the fuck? Danny Garcia still fighting?
Yeah, he's going to be making his
What
return,
the
man.
hell?
Yeah,
Wow, Danny Swift Garcia.
yeah.
Wow, okay.
So he's
Wow.
going to
Yeah, he was.
Wow,
He
now
was.
now we
Uh-huh.
know Ricky doesn't listen to our episodes.
What? Why?
We announced it.
Oh shit, my bad. No, I saw Danny Garcia in the. I think he was at the Munguia fight, or whose fight was
he
he
was
in?
at the Gervonta Davis fight. The Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was at the Tank versus
that
Rolly
he's
fight.
the one that he witnessed the betting going on
Yeah.
with the $20,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, so he's going to be
Yeah,
facing David Benavidez' older brother.
damn, that's crazy,
Yeah.
man. How old is Danny Garcia?
I think he's your age, no? Couple like 34, 33.
Oh, he's super young
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Ricky's all like, "Oh, he's old now," but then I said, "He says,
No,
oh, he's
no.
super young then."
Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy, man. Fucking Danny Swift.
yeah.
Okay, cool. What do you guys think about that fight?
Well, that fight, we know it's gonna happen. But focusing on Antoine Russell, compa, Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, to me, it's kind of soon, especially since his father just passed away. But maybe this is a chance for him to unwind and let his mind go. I don't know. Hopefully, he just doesn't enter that ring distracted. Because as we know, guys, the Russell brothers lost their father, what, maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago?
And he was a
Yeah,
huge. He was huge in their
yeah,
careers.
exactly. So we'll see how he takes this fight, and he's not taking an easy fight, man. Like we said, he's taking on a former lightweight and a former super featherweight champion in Rances Bartholomew, and we know how those Cubanos fight, man. They're very pretty with their boxing, move around, but a lot of expectations out of Russell as he's 15-0, all 15 wins by knockout. So I mean, he's stepping up his competition. He just fought Victor Postal, who he beat. That was a good competitor for him. And now he's taking on another guy that was a former champion, Bartholomew. So it's not going to be
Yeah.
easy, but it's crazy, man. Taking on a fight after losing his father, and not only that, but a tough challenge. So I still think Russell pulls it off. Should he not come in distracted? But I'm excited for that fight. It's a good undercard so far. Just Danny Garcia and then Gary Antoine Russell being on that card. It's already a good fight card.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good fight for sure.
Yeah.
Up next, guys, we have rumors coming up. So, featherweight champion Emmanuel Navarette is being rumored to defend his title against Eduardo Baez on August 20th. What do you think about this, Juancho?
Well, what can I say? This is an exciting fight. Seeing Navarrete fight at any moment, it's always great. We got to see him in person, right, in San Diego.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, we
So
did.
should
You
I
got
should
his
have brought
hat,
yeah.
out.
no?
You guys
I
say
should have brought.
he treated
Yeah, you got his cowboy hat.
Navarrete treated Juancho as a groupie and gave him his hat.
Yeah, gave him his hotel room number too. What
He
did you
told
do with
me
the hat, Juancho?
he
I don't
told me
want
to
to know.
reach down, and I was like, "Why?" And
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. I actually have it with me. I should have pulled it out to show the fans.
That fucking guy
But
has a small ass head, dude.
Yeah, he does.
yeah, I would try to fit it on my head, and I was like, "What the fuck? I can't fit that shit."
Well,
And
compa, he's only a
they're pretty small.
126 pounder, man. He's a
Yeah,
126 pound grown
fucking
man.
tiny, man.
Oh man.
That is true, man. Hey, talking about that, man, San Diego, we gotta like go to another fight, man.
Oh, I know
It's been a
that'd be
while.
fun, man. Hey, Ryan
Not to the
Garcia,
Ryan
Ryan
Garcia.
Garcia, compa.
I was
Not
gonna
to the
say
Ryan
that,
Garcia.
right, Garcia?
No, not to
Those
that
tickets
shit.
are way
Fuck
too
that.
expensive
Oh,
for
really?
like really good seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Geek and I were looking at the pre-sale, and
Uh-huh.
it was already like at what, like 500 just
Yeah.
a pre-sale, and I
Yeah.
was just like, "What the hell?"
Damn, for one ticket?
Dude, he's selling out
Yeah, and
already
then
quick.
you couldn't
I'm
even
surprised.
you couldn't even
I'm
pick.
surprised Garcia's that popular. I didn't think he. We knew he was popular, but we thought it was all smoke and mirrors. But hey, man, I guess he is, especially in the
He's
LA
selling.
area.
Fuck.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't even pick your seats in the
Dude, there was
pre-sale.
in
You
the
had just
in the kickoff press conference one. I don't know if you saw, but there was even dudes offering up their girlfriends to him. Like, what the fuck?
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
dude. Like, Ryan
Oh, that's
Garcia,
stupid,
you
man.
can have my girlfriend. Like, what the hell? Like, no,
That's
mames, dude.
stupid. No, ni madres.
Oh
the
my
hell?
god! Imagine Juan out there. Ryan, you can have me.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, como
I'm not
talking
the-
about Ryder. See, I got my Funko over there.
oh yeah, nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a-
over
Yeah,
there.
Ricky
and
upgrading
then
his
the parking
podcast room.
the parking fee is $100, Ricky. So
That's
if you want to go
crazy,
park
man.
over there, it's
No
$100.
way,
there.
dude.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
No way.
Yes, dude.
¿En serio?
Yeah, $100 for parking.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Dude,
No,
he's
hell
a he's
no,
a
I'm not gonna go fucking
superstar.
watch
Even though
Garcia.
he's never even
Fuck that guy.
even though he's never even challenged for a title. You know, $100 parking.
Jesus.
And we were complaining about the other parking over there at the Derby.
Yeah, we paid like $40, no?
Yeah.
It's like 60, no?
Something like
Jesus,
that.
Christ, I don't remember. Yeah,
But yeah,
fuck. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that.
On another note, Rick, going back to Navarrete, he was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson next. Top Rank was
Oh,
really
yeah.
trying to make that fight, but
Oh,
as soon as talks started, talks ended, man. That would have been a decent fight. I think still Shakur would have beat him, but Navarrete would have had like a weird style for Shakur to deal
Yeah.
with. But yeah, I guess that didn't happen. I mean, it's cool to see Navarrete returning. This is actually kind of a long layoff for him. We were used to seeing the fight every 3-4 months, but this is kind of a bit of a long layoff. Maybe he just needed a break because he did fight a lot this last year, and then it's just weird that he's defending his title against a guy that's ranked number 9. But it is what it is. Usually, you would think they defend their title against the number 1 contender, but it is.
Cool, but now that you brought that up, man, what do you think? Did you guys see Oscar de la Hoya interview when he was like, "No, it's not just up to the promoters and the managers; it's up to the boxers. If the boxers want to fight, they can
Yeah,
make it
it's I
happen."
mean
What do you think about that? Like now that you
it's
just say
totally
that,
true. Because
isn't
at
it
the end of
true?
the day, yeah, promoters and networks have power, but at the end of the day, why is it the reason that we're gathering? It's to watch that fighter, right? Whatever specific fighter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that means the fighter in reality has the talent, has the power. Because let's say your favorite fighter is like Juan's favorite fighter is El Chapulín Colorado. And Chapulín Colorado doesn't go, he doesn't go to fight. He's not gonna pay. So the boxers call all the shots, man. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. Whatever.
It was a good interview that I saw. Like, fuck,
But De
Oscar
La
de la
Hoya,
Hoya is right. Even though he's coked
even though
out,
he's a
he's right.
cokehead, he should know because he was a fighter himself, and he fought
Yeah, exactly,
everybody.
exactly.
But
So if Ryan Garcia really wants to fight Tank, he can
That's
fucking
why
make it happen,
no,
man.
why
It's
no,
do you
up
no.
to
think
That's
that's
Garcia
why
too.
that's
Garcia was saying F
that's
Golden Boy, man? He's all like cuz Leonard Ellerby was like, talk to your guys at Golden Boy. He's all, F Golden Boy, I'll make it happen. And then
Then make it happen,
even Ryan
Garcia.
Garcia, he was saying, I'm willing to have 20 my fans have 24/7 access of the negotiations so you guys can truly see who's ducking who. So hey, Garcia's talking a big game, saying that he's even going to show how the negotiations are going. He's willing to let his fans see who's ducking who, because sometimes, yeah, like one fighter might say, "Oh no, you're ducking me," and the other one might say the same, and then in reality, you don't truly know. Like for the longest, compa, we all thought
Yeah,
Garcia was ducking Cruz until Cruz was exposed. Cruz and his team were exposed, and they were shown like
yeah,
they don't
that's
want the
true.
fight. So although a lot of us
Yeah,
don't like him, the dude he is being transparent with his fans, and he's willing to show like, look, Tank has been the one ducking me. It's not me. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, we'll leave it at that. But huge congratulations to Bernard Hopkins, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Waldemar Klitschko, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Andre Ward, Roy Jones Jr., one of my
Mm.
favorite boxers, James Toney, and Juan Manuel Marquez for being inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022. Guys, this is
That's a
fucking
le-
huge, man.
That's
We
a
always knew that
legendary
these
list,
guys,
compa. I mean,
fuck yeah, dude. Like, I grew up
yeah.
watching these guys as a kid, and they're inducted into the Hall of Fame. Roy Jones Jr. Man, he's gonna be one of my favorite boxers that I've always enjoyed watching, and this is a big reason why I became a huge boxing fan because of Roy
Yeah.
Jones Jr. I hope I get to meet him one
And
day.
then the
What
reason
do you
why
guys
they
think?
inducted all three classes together, guys, is because the last induction happened in 2019, but then obviously we had the pandemic, so they couldn't do the original like ceremonies in 2020 or last year because we still had COVID and all that. Now they finally in 2022 did the convention, so they added all the classes together. That's why it's such a long list. I don't know if you guys saw
Mhm.
Mayweather. I've never seen Mayweather cry, but he cried when he got inducted, man. He said, "This is yeah."
He
He's all, "This is
did.
what I worked so hard for," and he's all, like, "This is literally one of my. I've had a lot of good moments in my life, but this is one of the best moments in my life." He's on. I dedicate this induction to my father. So, yeah,
Oh
he was actually up there
wow!
crying, man. So I never,
What the
yeah, but
fuck? Okay,
yeah, a lot. I mean, like
I gotta
like
catch
you
it on
said,
YouTube.
Rick. A lot of these guys. I mean, Bernard Hopkins, the alien. We've seen him. We've
Yeah,
seen him in
dude.
person. We met him. Miguel Cotto. We saw him within 2 rows of us. Shane Mosley. I mean, who doesn't?
The undefeated
Yeah,
Andre
Andre
Ward.
Ward, Roe Jones Jr. I mean, the maybe not so popular name on Yeah, the
James
maybe
Tony,
not as
dude,
big name is
Jesus.
James Tony, but hey, all of those diehard, we know who James Tony is. But these are all big names, man. The Klitschko brothers, one of the
Juan Manuel
exactly.
Marquez.
So congrats,
Jesus, you
guys.
know
He
that
only
huge victory he had
Yeah,
against
dude.
Pacquiao.
he only got it because of the Pacquiao fights, man. That's it.
But yeah, dude, that was a
Bro, he
great
fought a lot
trilogy,
of
bro.
he fought a lot of good
Yeah,
fighters,
Just
man.
like got the
Yeah,
award. Yeah, that's
yeah.
a great trilogy,
he
man.
fought a lot of
Fuck
good
yeah,
fighters though.
dude. And talking about old fighters, dude, I love seeing El Terrible Morales on
Oh
Munguia's
yeah,
corner. That
yeah,
shit was dope.
exactly.
Like him coaching Munguia, like, oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking dope. That was cool.
But yeah, guys, congrats to all
Yeah, that
those
was cool.
fighters. They all deserve it. All of them legendary fighters. Like Rick said, these are all guys I grew up watching as well. Most of them fought
Hmm.
in the late '90s, early 2000s. Um, but yeah, man, it's great to see that they got um, inducted. So congrats.
Yeah, that's cool. Congrats to them, man, and thanks to those guys for all they did to the
Yeah.
boxing world. But let's move over, you guys, to our fight preview. We have one fight coming up: Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr. This is for the IBF, WBC, and WBO World Light Heavyweight. It's 175 pounds title unification fight. It's gonna take place on Madison Square Garden Theater, New York, USA. It's going to happen on June 18th, 2022 on ESPN at 7 p.m. So we have Artur Beterbiev, which is the IBF and WBF World Light Heavyweight Unified Champion. He's 17-0 with 17 KOs. His style is orthodox. He's 6 feet tall. He's 37 years of age. He's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Born in Kostervut, Russia. He last fought Marcus Browning, which he won by a ninth round KO back in December 2021. So he has a 6 month layoff. His notable opponents are Tavares Cloud, which he won by second round KO in September of 2014. He has Gabriel Campillo, which he won. Alexander Gazudiek, which he won. Now he has Joe Smith Jr. We have Joe Smith Jr., which he is a WBO World Light Heavyweight Champion. He comes to us with 28 victories, 3 losses, and 22 KOs. His style is orthodox as well. He's 6 feet in height. He is 32 years of age. He's from Long Island, New York, USA. He last fought Steve Griffard, which he won by ninth round KO back in January 2022, which he has a 5 month layoff, which is about the same as the other guy. His notable opponents are Bernard Hopkins, which he won by 8th round KO back in December 2016. Dimitri Bivol, he lost, and he has Elader Alvarez, which he won as well, and now he has Artur Beterbiev. So, what do you guys think about this fight, and who is your pick? Let's go with you, Pancho.
Man, well, this is an exciting fight. It's a 50-50 fight on paper, and also, it's 50-50 inside the ring. These two guys are top dogs in the division. Man, and this is a hard pick because it can go either way, but I'm going to go for the Russian Arthur Beterbiev. I think he's the number one in the division. He's That's why he's 17-0 with 17 KOs. He's defeated everyone with the KO. Um, and this guy is just a monster, man. I don't see anyone defeating him. I think he's like the undisputed champ, even though he doesn't have all the belts. He is to me the number one in the division. So I will be going for Arthur Beterbiev.
Okay, I respect that. Juan, compa?
Opa, this is the old United
And Juan.
States versus Russia rivalry here, especially with what Russia's been doing lately. That's why I think Beterbiev switched his. He became a citizen of Canada now, although he is from Russia. Um, but man, I love Joe Smith Jr. Man, I think he's like
Yeah,
your
me too.
typical Cinderella man type story. Beterbiev is the monster in this
Yeah,
fight. Smith Jr. has a puncher's chance. Don't get me wrong. My heart goes for Joe Smith Jr. and Joe Smith Jr. has always supported our posts and everything, but my betting hat, guys, has to go to Beterbiev. That guy's a beast. He's a monster.
damn.
He's knocked out everybody.
Yeah, he is.
I'm telling you, my heart
Yeah, he
is
is.
going Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. wins. Great. I would not mind taking an L if Joe Smith Jr. wins because that's who I do want to win. But my betting hat has to go Beterbiev, guys. The guy's a monster. Everybody wants to
Fuck.
see Beterbiev versus Bevel. Uh, hey, it's boxing. Compa says all the time, a fight's a fight, and this is true with this one, man. It's a puncher's chance for any of these guys. Man, I gotta go Beterbiev, Compa, even though my heart is for
Cool, but I watched
Smith.
the Showtime. What is it
Yeah,
called? All Access,
All access.
dude. And I want Joe Smith Jr. so bad. Like you said, Copa,
yeah.
he's a Cinderella man. This is guy,
I think they gave him
but
a new moniker of the
Just
common
pick
man
him.
now. Because he's like he's your
yeah,
regular
exactly.
average Joe,
Because
man. He's just likable guy.
and you know who
Who?
gave him that? It was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
alien Hopkins gave him. It
yeah,
was an insult when
yeah.
it became
Exactly.
his moniker. He's the
Yeah.
common man, and he stay with him. So
Just pick him.
you know what? Fuck it, guys. I'll go Joe Smith Jr.
Hey, I
Oh
hope Ricky
shit!
takes this
Just
win, man. I do want Joe Smith Jr. to win,
I'll go Joe
but
Smith, man.
if I had a
Even
bet,
though Beterbiev is a
yeah, if
monster,
I had to
man.
bet money though, compa, for sure Beterbiev. But my heart is Joe Smith Jr.
You know what? I'll go Joe Smith
Yeah,
Jr. Fuck it.
yeah,
I
he's
like that
cool,
guy.
man.
I
I
like
hope
him
he
a
does
lot.
win. I really do,
So let's go. Okay. I'll go Joe Smith Jr. You guys go Beterbiev.
man. Not that I want to pick Russia. Not that I
We'll
want to
see
pick
what happens.
Russia, man. But fuck.
I'm
I
going
always
America,
treat these
compa.
fights as if it was a bet, compa, as if I was gonna if I was getting a gun held to my head, even though I would have been killed 13
Yeah.
times already based off my picks.
This is what Juancho always says. This is what Juancho always says. This is a
Yeah,
50-50, compa.
yeah,
You
it's true.
never know. You just never know. The same height,
Champion versus
age-wise,
champion,
same ring
champion versus
rust.
champion too. It's what we
There we
want.
go. Joe Smith Jr. is gonna
Let's
take
hope
it,
so.
compa.
I wouldn't mind it.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go, man. So I'll go Joe Smith
Yeah,
Jr.
I'm rooting Joe Smith Jr. too, but yeah, my picks better be
Kika,
right.
just
So
switch your
Okay,
just switch your
there you
pick.
have it, guys.
no, dude, fuck no. I don't want to. I
There you
like
have
Joe
it,
Smith
guys.
Jr., but I hate losing more, so I gotta go Beterbiev.
Hey, fuck it. Never mind. This is boxing, man. So there you guys have it, man. It's recorded on this podcast. Let's move over to our leaderboard. So Kike is 42 wins, 13 losses. Juan is 41. Oh shit, you beat
Yeah,
Juancho.
yeah.
You're coming up. So Juancho is 41 wins, 14 losses, and I'm at 36 wins,
You
19
came back,
losses. So
Juancho.
it's okay. And as yeah, Compa's up. I think I'm gonna stay there. But who cares? So we have an honorable mention, Edito, which is 5 wins and 1 loss as of June 4th, 2022. So Edito, you're climbing up there with us, man. Keep it
I
up, dude.
think his win percentage is better than ours right now, even though because we officially started taking Adito's picks as of the first fights of this month. Yeah,
Oh yeah. So there you go, Edito, man. You're on the leaderboard with us right there, man. It's an honorable mention, Edito. So let's go, man. Let's see if you keep coming up or you keep
and for
losing with
those of
me.
you who don't know, the leaderboard is based off of who we pick's gonna win. If we pick correctly, obviously that goes in our W column. If we pick incorrectly, then that goes in our L's column. So, like this fight, we split 2 guys to 1. 2 of us are going to Beterbiev, and 1 guy's going Smith Jr. So, depending who wins, that'll go in the W, and whoever picks incorrectly, that goes in the loss column. So, that's what that is, guys. We just do it
Exactly.
for fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun little game. But guys, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully we got to entertain you during your commute, your drive home, whatever it is, gym, whatever. Thank you for joining us. Do you guys want to say anything else?
No, just last thing. Thanks for listening, guys. And I do want to give a shout out to a fellow boxing channel podcast, Poetic Violence. Our boy James Gorman out in Australia. He's a one man show over there. He really does know his boxing. So check out Poetic Violence is called. As his show's called. The man does well. So if you want news, he focuses on worldwide boxers, but also focuses on the Australian fighters as well. So check out our boy at Poetic
Oh yeah, huge
Violence.
shout out to him, man. I know he's been one of our listeners and followers as well. So thanks, dude. Juancho.
No, yeah, just same thing as you guys. Like always, we've mentioned that we do have social medias, so you could always follow us at Boxing Talk Podcast on Instagram and on YouTube, and then at Boxing Talk Pod on Twitter. And we just appreciate you guys' support and always being here listening to us each episode and each week.
Yes, and Juancho, I hope you feel better, man, because this whole COVID shit sucks.
Well, I don't have COVID, but thanks.
He's like, well, I don't have COVID,
Well, whatever it is that you have, man, cold, flu, whatever.
I like how Rick just says you have COVID.
I tested
Yeah.
negative, man.
I know, man, because I can tell in
Yeah.
his voice, like he's
Yeah.
going through some shit.
He's fighting his inner demons. Oh shit!
Yes, dude, it sucked, man. Hey, but yeah, I'm back, guys. I missed you guys, boxing talk, man, and we'll run it back next week.
Sir, episode 69
So peace.
going to Juan.
Huge shout out to our sponsor.
Sexy 69.
Electrolyte and Monster.
Electrolyte.
But,
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace,
See you
guys.
later.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.